Hello, welcome back to the dark side of the library, or if you're here for the first time, welcome. My name is Carrie, and I'm here with my weirdo co-host Katie. I say in the most loving way.
Weirdo. Hello.
That's a compliment. We are bringing you our suggestions for brand new, dark nonfiction books coming out in the month of July 2023. This is what this podcast is all about, suggestions for reading dark things. Katie, what's your first book today?
Well, of course, Carrie was very generous and let me do the serial killer nonfiction book today. Thank you so much.
Yay!
It is called Behold the Monster, Confronting America's Most Prolific Serial Killer. This comes out July 18th. This is by Jillian Lauren, and Michael Connelly does the foreword. Jillian Lauren had no idea what she was getting into when she wrote her first letter to the prolific serial killer, Samuel Little. And some people might recognize him as the choke and stroke killer.
Oh, geez. Really?
Yeah. Yep. All she knew was her research had led her to believe he was good for far more murders than 3 for which he had been convicted. While the two exchanged dozens of letters and embarked on hundreds of hours of interviews, Lauren gained the trust of a monster. After maintaining his innocence for decades, Little finally confessed to the murders of 93 women, often drawing his victims in haunting detail as he spoke.
How have I never heard of this dude?
Honestly, I haven't. I think this is a fairly new thing that has kind of come into play too. This guy, I barely remember, to be perfectly honest, which seems crazy if it's 93. I thought it was probably more like 50. That's still a lot. Anyway, all right, so how could one man evade justice, manipulating the system for over 4 decades? As the FBI, the DOJ, the LAPD, and countless law enforcement officials across the country worked to connect their cold cases with the confessions, Lauren's coverage of the investigations and obsession with Little's victims only escalated, of course.
Oh.
So New York Times bestselling author and lead of the Starz docuseries Confronting a Serial Killer, Jillian Lauren delivers the harrowing report of her unusual relationship with a psychopath. But this is more than a deep dive into the actions of Samuel Little. Lauren's riveting and emotional accounts reveal the women who were lost to cold files, giving Little's victims a chance to have their stories heard for the first time. And that is the most important thing for this whole thing. So this is Behold the Monster, Confronting America's Most Prolific Serial Killer. This is by Jillian Lauren.
My first book today is a dark-ish cookbook. It's Coco, the official cookbook based on the movie that celebrates Dia de los Muertos. There are 50 recipes inspired by the land of the dead in Disney's Coco. Sweet treats, appetizers, main courses, and delicious drinks. There's dozens of authentic Mexican dishes and all the meals that the Riveras offer to their loved ones on the other side. Step-by-step instructions, full-color images, etc. It's a great idea to get this ahead of time so that you can prepare the dishes or practice and serve them on the Day of All Souls or the Day of the Dead. This is Coco, the official cookbook. It comes out July 11. It's from Inside Editions and Gino Garcia.
Coco's one of my favorite movies, Pixar.
I've never seen it.
Oh my god, it's so cute, Carrie. We might have to do that this year. Sit down, popcorn, Coco.
And it's on almost every streaming service besides obviously Disney too. I have no excuse. I was busy.
Yeah, we'll have to sit down. It's super cute. And we have to watch it in Spanish for sure. It's best in that in Spanish. This next book is really cute too, and I'm glad it's coming out really early so you can prepare for Halloween. It says, Creating Your Vintage Halloween, the Folklore, Traditions, and Some Crafty Makes. It's illustrated, and it's just very cute the way they've done this. This is by Marion Paull. So I'll just read what the publisher has to say, and I'll explain a little bit more. Read how folk used to celebrate with dressing up, fortune-telling games, parties, and plenty of pleasurable spookiness. Then recreate your own vintage Halloween with old-fashioned projects, including a carved jack-o'-lantern, a witch costume, and fun decorations for your home. This book is packed full of little-known facts about the origins of Halloween customs, such as, like, where did bobbing for apples come from? Or carving faces into pumpkins. While the charming makes and vintage artworks featuring red-cloaked witches, sleeky silhouetted black cats, cute kittens, cheery goblins, and smiling specters will inspire you to have your own vintage style Halloween celebration. It looks really fun because, like, in the very beginning of what you can see, and I'll try to post some photos on YouTube, like souling, it talks about what that actually means, where that originated from in the Middle Ages, and then sometimes there's an activity throughout each chapter. It's very cute. I like this a lot. So this is Creating Your Own Vintage Halloween. This is by Marion Paull.
You know, when you said carving faces into pumpkins, it occurred to me that can be thought of two ways.
I'm sorry.
Carving people's faces until they look like pumpkins, or...
God. Oh, that's spooky, Carrie.
My next book today is a children's cookbook. Again, it's the Disney Villains Cookbook. It came out July 11. It's by Disney Books. There's 50 beginner-friendly recipes, including dishes like Gaston's chicken drumsticks, Cruella cookies, and more. Introduction to kitchen basics, food photography, illustrations of the Disney villains, and it includes an index of dairy-free, gluten-free, vegan, or vegetarian recipes. So it's technically for kids aged 6 to 8 years, but I love me some Disney villains, and I'm going to buy it. And right on the cover is my favorite Disney villain, Snow White's Wicked Queen.
Oh, perfect.
So that's the Disney Villains Cookbook, July 11 from Disney Books.
My next book is The Exorcist Legacy, 50 Years of Fear. This comes out July 25th by Nat Segaloff. The Exorcist is literally the only paranormal movie that actually does freak me out still to this day. So on December 26, 1973, that's when The Exorcist was released. Within days, it had become a legend. Moviegoers braved hours-long lines in winter weather to see it. Some audience members famously fainted or vomited.
I'm sorry.
I know, it's true. Half a century later, the movie that both inspired and transcends the modern horror genre has lost none of its power to terrify and unsettle. And it hasn't. Like I said, it still scares me. The Exorcist Legacy reveals the complete story of this cultural phenomena, from the real-life exorcism in 1949 Maryland that inspired William Peter Blady's best-selling novel on which the movie was based, to its many sequels and prequels, TV series, and homages. Nat Segaloff, biographer of the film's director, William Friedkin, draws on original interviews with the cast, crew, and participants, as well as revelations from personal papers to present an intriguing and surprising new view of making the movie and its aftermath. The author also examines, as never before, the keys to the movie's enduring appeal, which I really like. I'm actually curious. Why is this movie still scary to me? I mean, like, just parts of it. Like the stairs and like the crawling down the stairs. I still can't get over it. Anyway, so this is The Exorcist Legacy. This is by Nat Segaloff.
You're reminding me that there's a young lady, but age 32 in my house, who has never seen The Others or Poltergeist or many, many, many of the 1980s and 90s classic horror movies. She's not up for like Phantasm. She can't do clowns, doesn't want to do slashers, no Saw, no It. But I'm like, okay, we're going to be sitting down and watching some movies.
That sounds like a fun night for sure.
Oh, my next book is the most serious nonfiction book we have today. It's Haunted Britain, Spiritualism, Psychical Research, and the Great War, A Cultural History of Modern War by Kyle Falcon. Comes out July 18. It's an astonishing $130, so it's a textbook.
Man.
Because it's from Manchester University Press. So here's what the publisher wrote. The Great War haunted the British Empire. Shell-shocked soldiers relived the war's trauma through waking nightmares consisting of mutilated and grotesque figures. Now, modernist writers released memoirs condemning the war as a profane and disenchanting experience. Yet British and Dominion soldiers and their families also read prophecies about the coming new millennium. They experimented with seances and they claimed to see the ghosts of their loved ones in dreams and in photographs. On the battlefields, they had premonitions and attributed their survival to angelic, psychic, or spiritual forces. For many, the war was an enchanting experience that offered proof of another world and the transcendental properties of the mind. Wow. Between 1914 and 1939, an array of ghosts lived in the mind of British subjects as they navigated the shocking toll that death in modern war exerted in their communities. Not a cheerful read.
No.
Definitely a textbook. That is Haunted Britain, Spiritualism, Psychical Research, and the Great War by Kyle Falcon and University of Manchester Press.
Whew. I like that I'm coming up with Hocus Pocus, the official cookbook after that one. This one comes out July 11th. It is by Elena Craig and St. Bende. This is really good for kiddos for sure, and it's the official cookbook. We've had many unofficial Hocus Pocus cookbooks. This has 50 plus recipes, and it's very cute. And in the very beginning of the table of it's pretty standard for cookbooks. Like it's divided into desserts, mains, apps, drinks, etc. So some examples you will find in this. We have Winnie's Popping Potion, Sarah's Sassy Sipper. Oh man, alliteration all over the place. We also have here in a dessert, this is a Hey Cupcakes, classic caramel apple dip. Ooh, Gravestone's Sugar Cookies is a great staple. Some mains. There's Winifred's Guts for Garter's Squash, Full Moon Blue Cheese Onion Tart. Lots of really cute stuff. If you know somebody that loves Hocus Pocus and loves cooking, this would make a really great gift. Plus, Halloween is coming up soon. I can't say that enough.
Oh,
this would be fun, especially if you have kiddos and you want to just like integrate a little bit of that witchy vibe in their lives. Hocus Pocus is a good introduction. So check this one out. It is the official Hocus Pocus cookbook.
And I also have another cookbook. Basically, this entire podcast is dark cookbooks.
It is.
It's the time of year when all the publishers just dump them out because everyone's getting ready for fall and cooking.
Yeah.
So my next one is the Horror Movie Night Cookbook, 60 deliciously deadly recipes inspired by iconic slashers, zombie films, psychological thrillers, sci-fi spooks, and more. Whoa. It's by Richard S. Sargent. And they say if you're looking for kitschy Pinterest recipes like coffin-shaped cookies or zombie finger sandwiches, look elsewhere. Oh. Because the Horror Movie Night Cookbook, you'll enjoy thoughtful and tasty food and cocktail pairings inspired by the actual content of chilling classics like Jaws, Psycho, The Scream, The Conjuring, Evil Dead, Halloween, etc. So inside, you'll find recipes like, oh my god, crawling steak from Poltergeist, a campfire sour from the Blair Witch Project,
ooh,
zombie baby kale salad by Dawn of the Dead,
no,
bloody floaties from Jaws, alligator bites from a movie called Crawl, and from Psycho we have the Mama's Boy Martini.
I can't.
The publisher is Ulysses Press. Publication date July 18. It's the Horror Movie Night Cookbook, and I'm definitely going to grab it.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you're grabbing it. I'm excited.
When I get it, we're going to look through it on our Amazon live stream over at Dark Side of the Library on Amazon. It's a shopping live stream, but we talk about books and tarot, and we have a lot of fun with it, and we're not really salesy. We're just like, yes. Look at this cool thing. You should buy it if you want to. You can find us at amazon.com/shop/Dark Side of the Library.
All right.
That's my little commercial.
No, I loved it. Thank you for doing that because I'm really bad at it. So you're awesome. My next one, again, is a cookbook. This one's hilarious. Okay, so recipes from the world of H.P. Lovecraft, inspired by cosmic horror. This comes out July 25th. I don't understand. The author's name is Olivia Luna Eldridge. That was purposeful. There's no way she was born with that name and did this. Anyway, So, whether you're looking to prepare a casual meal for friends or host a lavish horror-themed party, you'll find a lot of the recipes you're going to need in this cookbook. There's oh my goodness, they have breakfast dishes to kickstart your adventures. I love breakfast dishes. They have light meals. They're being very nice here. And they also have 80 bone-chilling, it has a total of 80 bone-chilling recipes, but they do have like dinners, desserts, and actually drinks too, which is really fun. So some examples that I'm able to see here, we have the moon tree wine. So there's actual illustrations in here that I think show some creatures or weird stuff from H.P. Lovecraft. And then they also have a photo of the drink or dish alongside. Yum. We have Cthulhu's squid spaghetti. There is Barzai's moonshine. And then we have, this one is Olmsted's vegetable soup, and it looks very tasty. Everything looks very elegant, actually, for Lovecraftian dishes. It's really put together. I feel like it's not chaotic enough, but it's very cool. These are recipes from the world of H.P. Lovecraft. This is by Olivia Luna Eldridge.
My final cookbook of the day is Supernatural, the official cocktail book.
Oh.
Comes out July 18 by Inside Editions, and the author is James Asmus and Adam Carbonell. Conjure more than 70 otherworldly spirits with the first official cocktail book inspired by the hit television series Supernatural. Inspired by the iconic heroes and monsters and small-town locales of the television series. This collection of diabolically delicious cocktails takes readers on a road trip alongside Sam and Dean Winchester. Let me see if I can peek inside a little bit. There's a bacon burger turbo with Dean's secret sauce. There's a purple nurple made with coconut liqueur. No, thank you. Mrs. Tran's Pina Colada. A drink called a full moon that is purple because it uses creme de violette and London dry gin. Or I would just use my purple gin.
Yeah.
And there's a drink called Pale Horse. That's pretty cool. That's Supernatural, the official cocktail book.
And my final book today is also a cookbook. It is the Witches Cookbook, Enchanted Recipes inspired by Hocus Pocus, Bewitched, Harry Potter, Charmed, Wicked. Anything with a witch in it, it's going to be in there. It came out July 4th, and it's by Deanna Huey. There are 75 recipes with beautiful photographs. There are 5 chapters, so some of those are Cast Your Best Bewitching Breakfasts and Beginnings. There's Invoke Snacks, Starters, and Seances. Captivate Your Coven with Enticing Entrees and Enchantments. Reveal Desserts, Delights, and Divinations with a Flick of Your Wand. And Pour Potions with Beldam, Brews, and Beverages. Wow, that's awesome. So I'm kind of looking through some of these. These are hilarious. I love these. We have Poor Unfortunate Soul Octopus. There is Aunt Hilda's Truth Cake. I need to read the sample because I saw so many. I actually saw one from Howl's Moving Castle, the Ghibli film. So Calcifer's Breakfast is one. Sarah's Famous Eggs, I'm assuming, is Hocus Pocus. Piper's Perfect Birthday Breakfast from oh my goodness, Charmed. Let's see. Let's go a little further. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Brownie Pig Out, White Witch's Turkish Delight. So there's a lot in here. Mr. Crinkle's Eggnog. So lots of really fun stuff. If you are in a witchy mood, or if you love all the witchy shows like this might be something really fun to get you cooking in the kitchen and doing some fun witchy stuff. This is the Witch's Cookbook. This is by Deanna Huey. And that is our final list for all of our nonfiction reads that have been coming, or that have come out in July of 2023. We might find some more, but hopefully this is it. Make sure to stay tuned every Wednesday and Friday for more books. We do comics, graphic novels, adult fiction, kids books, YA, some of our favorites. And make sure to join us on our socials. And as Carrie said earlier, our Amazon Live channel. All of those are at Dark Side of the Library. Thank you so much for your continued support. We really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And we will see you next time.